Living with Lolita, grab a notebook and a pen. It's not about where you start, but how you win. There is no topic that can't be discussed. This platform is open, no need to hush.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Lolita and welcome to another episode of Living with Lolita. I know in past episodes I have spoken to you all about the act of forgiveness. I have said that I have forgiven certain people, but I actually was tested. About 2 Sundays ago, I was in church and someone called me while I was in church. Mind you, I have not spoken to this person in almost a year. So it did kind of surprise me a bit. But then also not really, because God gave me about 2 dreams about this person. So I felt in my heart that at some point in time, he was going to come back so that we could have a conversation or we would run into each other. Something was going to happen to where we would have had to have spoken. So he reached out to me while I was in church. And I waited a couple hours, after church to get my mind right, really, because I didn't know what the conversation was going to be about. And when I ended up calling him back, we had a really good conversation. We were able to let things off of our chest, off of our hearts, off of our minds that, maybe have been festering or have went unanswered. And y'all, I am so glad that we had the conversation. After the conversation, we have spoken a few more times, more than a few. I'm not gonna lie, maybe a lot at this point, but we have been able to just talk to each other in a different manner. And I appreciate the time that we have spent apart, because now I just feel like we're in a different space, in a different place. So we're able to receive one another differently. As far as, constructive criticism or, opinions, I think we came to the consensus that we do not have to agree about every single thing for us to get along. And what we also did that was so important is that we took accountability. We were able to apologize for things that we did wrong and not just point the finger. And I feel like that is so important. That's important in any type of relationship, I feel like. Before, I would argue with someone or, get mad at them for something, but I would never come back and apologize. And I'm just being honest, apologizing was not my thing, okay? Even if I knew that I was wrong, it could have been pride, I'm not really sure, but whatever it is, that's no longer there. I am okay with apologizing now, and I might apologize for things that I don't even think that I'm wrong in, but just to smooth it over, just to allow the other person to maybe be more open and more free with apologizing too, or, just having an open conversation. And I say all that to say, I don't apologize so that somebody can apologize to me. I'm still going to, if I'm wrong, I'm still going to say, hey, I apologize for me making you feel like this. Some people are receptive to your apology and some people just aren't. But in this certain case, like I said, I feel like I was tested, and I feel like I passed the test, actually. I just feel like not only am I walking the walk, but I'm talking the talk. I know that I have told you all that, I'm moving forward in my journey. I'm moving forward with my life. I want to be open to whatever it is that God has for me. And I am so serious about that. I am trying not to do anything that is going to jeopardize where I'm supposed to be or my destiny or what God has for me, because I know that it is something so big that I mean, it's going to amaze me. I already know that. I feel it. Things have happened in these last couple of weeks that, you know, I feel like have opened some doors up for me. I feel like I am walking differently. I feel like the person that I am, people can actually see God on me. And I love that even more. I love that I am open to having certain conversations, no matter how hard they are, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. Because listen, all conversations are not going to be easy, right? I just feel like you have to be mature and be ready for whatever. Because even when you're not speaking to someone for a long period of time and you come back in each other's presence or run into each other, that you're ready to just receive whatever it is that that person has to say, no matter if it's good or bad, because that's definitely going to happen. I will also say this, not to put our whole conversation on Front Street, but there were things that during the time that we had not spoken where he expressed just being different, being a different person, you know, spending time alone. And sometimes that is what we need. Sometimes we're up underneath someone so much, or we spend so much time with a person, we're really not working on ourselves. We still go about doing the very same things each and every day. And we're not just taking time to be like, what can I fix about myself? What can I do about this? How can I change things? How can I not make this mistake again? And some people just don't take that time. I've taken the time, but I also realize and I've noticed that he's also taking the time. So I'm not holding a grudge against him. I'm going to pick up the phone. If he needs me for anything, I'm still going to be there. Because we've smoothed things over. There's no more, and I'm not even going to say animosity, because there was nothing that really we did to one another to where we weren't talking so much. I take that back. We did get in an argument. And in that argument, afterwards, I just didn't pick up the phone anymore. Like, he would reach out and I just would not pick up my phone. And I don't know why 2 weeks ago, maybe because I am on a different walk, I just felt like, you know what, I'm not going to ignore anymore. We need to have a conversation if that's what he's even calling for. And that's what I did. And I feel good about my decision. I don't feel like I jeopardized anything. I felt like we were able to literally just like lay things on the table and now just be more honest with each other, more comfortable with each other, more forthright. And now the wall that I had with this person has came down, even in that short period of time, because I did realize that maybe I was making him worse than what he, and I'm not even gonna say making him worse than what he seemed, because he's not a bad person. And I will say that over and over and over again. He was never a bad person. It was just that at that point in time, we could not come to a meeting of the minds. I'm stubborn, he's stubborn, but we were able to put all of that aside so that we can move forward. And I'm so happy about that. I'm excited about that. I'm super excited about that because, like I said, I have told you all that I'm, you know, on this forgiveness journey. And not that I have so many people that I need to forgive, or really so many people that need to forgive me for that matter. But if it presents itself, I'm ready for the conversation, no matter what it is. I'm ready for the conversation. I will definitely own my part. And then I'll move forward, you know, whether or not we continue to have a relationship with one another or not. I know that I've done my part. I've said my piece and I was respectful. And at this point, I don't want to do anything or make anybody feel a way toward me that a simple I'm sorry or I apologize or, you know, it'll never happen again. Like, I really can just say that and be okay with it. Now, for me, that is growth again, because that is something I would have never done. That's something that was just so difficult, and I don't know why it was so difficult for me. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off of my chest and just let you all know that I'm still on my forgiveness journey. And if there's someone that is in your life who you haven't spoken with in a long time, if they reach out to you, go ahead and make amends, because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth holding a grudge towards someone. Like I said, for this person, it was easier for me because there really wasn't anything like horrible that he did to me. But we were just able to move forward. And now we literally like picked up where we left off. It's almost like all this time did not just come in between us. So I love that. I love that for me. I love that for him. I love that for our relationship, for our communication, even with others. Like I love that. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And like I said, I'm super excited about that. Reach out to the person, okay? Don't hold any more grudges. If it can be talked through, talk it through. It's definitely going to be too late when they're 6 feet under. It's definitely going to be too late when they're basically on their deathbed. We just never know what tomorrow is going to bring. We really don't even know what the next second is going to bring. So we just need to be mindful of that and just go ahead and have the conversation. You'll feel so much better, I promise. The weight will definitely be lifted off of your shoulders and off of your heart. But I do want to say this one last thing before I let you all go. I have spoken to him, of course, and I have thanked him privately, but I also want to thank him publicly because he also supports my podcast. Thank you so much for what you have done in these last 2 weeks. I don't think that you understand the capacity or how serious I take it, but I thank God for blessings, big and small, each and every day. And the things that you have done, you may not think they're big, but it's huge to me. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate y'all for listening to the podcast, for supporting me, for subscribing, and just for coming along with me on this journey. I know I'm all over the place sometimes, but I thank you for riding along. I will see you all in 2 weeks. Have a good night. Love you. Bye.
Her experience has created a safe place. One time with living with Lolita is all it will take. One time with living with Lolita is all it will take. Living with Lolita, living with Lolita, living with Lolita is all it will take.